Okay, so I have completed the trading post for July, as you can see there, which actually wasn't too bad because I mainly just focused on doing like event stuff, so kind of went pretty quickly. They rewarded a decent amount for the bonus reward. So did the honoring Flames of Pandera. Did that in Remix, which I discovered after I did it, you cannot leave Remix apparently. So I went to the main hub in Vale of the Eternal Blossoms, and there is no portal there, so I don't believe you're supposed to leave beforehand. So hopefully you did not do a bunch of Midsummer Fire Festival stuff on a Remix character, and then you can't spend any of it. So otherwise, as I said, this was one of the quicker months to complete the bonus reward, which was kind of nice, so I can go back to focusing on doing stuff with Remix. So the Fire Festival is currently going on. So did desecrate a bonfire, which they were just side by side in Vale of Eternal Blossoms. There we go. So you literally just had to run across the outside. They're in the middle where all the raids are, or where the Siege of Orgrimmar raid entrance is. So you just had to run across the outside there, and they were just on opposite sides. Did the defeat the boss specific to Midsummer Fires Festival? You have to do that twice, so I just did it on 2 different tunes. Just queued as a tank, so tanks were getting instant queues. Earn 1,000 bronze. That's easy enough because they've increased the amount you're getting now. So 12,000 bronze. A lot of this I just did as I was doing other things. So complete 3 scenarios. Scenarios, dungeon, or raid. So I was doing scenarios for achievements. Dungeon boss, the same thing, was doing that for achievement. 10 quests I actually got running around doing the Honor the Flames of Pandera. So, yeah. So simple enough. And the reward was another pet. There we go. Which is not terrible, I guess. One other pet head jab as well. Yeah. So there we go. So that is a favorite, so that's probably going to be unique to 1. And then I will show you
Here to take a look around?
what they have this month. So this month there's actually quite a bit. So there's this this diaper set, which I actually do kind of like. Very detailed. There is a mount, which I am not as fond of. There's a pet, which is basically pretty much your standard Aqua pet, except for renewing this, which is Wish, I guess. You don't commonly find those two on an Aqua pet. Then you have back piece, which is kind of nice. Clam with a pearl there. You have a helmet, which is a plate helmet. And then they did something different, as far as I can tell. So they allow you to get, it would seem, each piece of the... Maybe it's a recolor. I was going to say there's... Yeah, I think it's a recolor. So you have the actual set, and then there's one piece that is exactly identical that I'm noticing now is a recolor. I wasn't looking that close when it first came out. I was just kind of glancing at what was here. So there's a staff, which is a bit of an odd thing. The bow makes no sense at all to the theme, but okay. They usually throw in a ranged weapon. That's fine. Yeah, so you can get the tanks, which is a bit odd. I guess they've I take that back. I guess they did do this last month with this kind of the beach theme. I guess there were some sets you had to buy the pieces individually for, which again would not be. Oh, I guess auto try on all items. There you go. So, yeah, same thing, just different color. Which would not be as big of a deal if you had a way of earning more Trader's Tender outside of this cap. I think if this is going to continue, they need to do something to fix this cap in some way. I get the whole urge to like randomly let you select an item and then they can like reshuffle them around a few months later. I get all that. I'm not saying you have to constantly come up with something new. I think how they've as far as like the items they've had, I think they've done a fairly decent job of working in new and previous items. But it is a shame that there is no way of earning just a bit more. So, weapons. So that was a one-handed dagger. Fist weapon. Two-handed axe. Which, again, really makes no sense to the theme. Unless these were for some sort of a raid or something that didn't happen. Because there are a few that never made it quite to in-game. And then we have some recolors. Cloak and cowl sets here. Which is nice. Legs. Another weapon. Sword. And of course the set there. Pants. Another weapon. As I said, there was quite a bit this time around. A shield, which they've been putting in a shield. I like the fact that they've been trying to, case in point. I like the fact that they've had a ranged weapon. They've had a shield. You may not always have specifically what you want for your class, but you do have most of the items represented. Shoulders, and then that's the belt, the legs, the gloves, and the waist, and then the return of the kind of fox mount there that everybody had mixed feelings about because it did not fly. But it is a nice mount nonetheless. So, yeah, this puts me in a bit of an awkward spot. Because I would like to get one of these. Possibly. I don't know. When I've gotten these sets before from the trading posts, I never end up wearing them. So, I do know I want the shoulders. Yes. And then let me just go through, get all the usual things here. Because I am actually using these for transmog. I do think this is the first time they've had a new kind of head back along with like the shoulders and the legs. They had been, the last few they had kind of been recycling these and working in versions from previous trading posts. So is that it? I'm missing something. Oh no, there's the legs. Yeah, so I think that was. Yeah, it's probably not going to get that. I have the. Oh, and I'm like 10. If I had 10 more, I could get the mount that I held over. Well, that is quite the question. This doesn't tell you how much these things cost, do they? I was going to say, if I sell something back, because I don't necessarily need the shoulders. I think those were the cheapest thing. I think those were like 75. So if I was to do a refund, okay, those are 75. The legs, which I very much would like to keep, those were 100. And I think that was 100. And that was 100. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not overly attached to the shoulders, so we're gonna refund the shoulders. Okay, now I have enough to get the mount that I was holding over. Okay, and then I am going to freeze this diaper set. Yes. Yeah, I feel good about that. Because I'm sure the shoulders will come back around again. I kind of have mixed feelings about those. They're not as... they're a bit lackluster for some other shoulders. For a normal set of shoulders. I do like the fact they put these in. But when I've used them, especially on this character, like if you go to Worgen form, like it just doesn't, it kind of does, kind of doesn't. I have mixed feelings, so I'm fine with that. The legs I do use quite a bit already, even those are something they've only been doing for the last few months. Where is everything else I bought? Oh, there we go. I have all these kind of head and back pieces, so I want to keep collecting those because I actually do use those. I use those on my Invoker almost exclusively. Because you can't really transmog anything. You know, at least with the Worgen, you can transmog a set into Worgen form. You can't necessarily do that with Invokers. It doesn't really work because I have it set up so it does the same thing. So out of combat, they're in their like human form, and then in combat they go to their regular form. So yeah. So I feel good about that.
Always a pleasure.
That worked out. Yeah, so as you see, I have all the sets there. There have been quite a few. Okay, and there we go. And she just happens to be wearing her. Oh, the floor is a like a finish line. That's nice. Yeah. So there we go. Let's actually go. Let's go to the actual water. Get a proper look at this. Where would be better to do this? Probably these. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So there you go. That was the trading post for July. Hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching.